you're saying, Your Honor, you're saying this is a criminal matter?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. You have the identification of the person, which is me, but you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or the crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
You're in a whole different ball game, and you need to come on to this ball game here.
All right, guys, we've got a total heater of a court case today. We've got Judge Perkins, who does not mess around, and a defendant who woke up one day and decided he's above the law. Oh, and also he's claiming he's a sovereign citizen, because why follow the law when you can make up your own? Judge Perkins is not having any of it, and completely schools this guy who thinks he's a lawyer just because he's watched a few YouTube videos. Honestly, what would you guys do if you were the judge here? Let me know in the comments, but let's go ahead and dive in here and watch Judge Perkins completely destroy this sovereign citizen.
I'm going to give you a $0 bond. And I'll recall it more. What is your motion, sir?
I have a motion to strike and dismiss.
What are the bases?
Basis of federal rules of civil procedure. Number one, there's no claim. There's no ratification of the claim.
There is a claim. There is a. You want me to read out I waived the reading of the information. You want me to read the allegations that have been made into the record? Do you need me to do that?
No, I don't. No, I don't, Your Honor.
I deny your motion on that basis. What else do you have to say? What else?
You deny my motion because of what, Your Honor?
Yes.
There is no real.
I deny your motion because there is a and this is criminal procedure, not civil procedure. But I denied your motion because there is an allegation here.
You're saying, Your Honor, you're saying this is a criminal matter?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need the corpus delicti. And so that's what I'm asking for. If there was a criminal matter, basically what you're telling me is that something has happened, someone has either been damaged or someone has been or either someone has been damaged or someone has something has been come up missing. And if that's the case, then that means that there is a crime. And if there's a crime, then there is the what do you have that's saying that I did the crime? What you're saying that I created this crime that hurt this person, and if I hurt this person and I created the crime, then a third thing that you have to have is the identification of the person. You have the identification of the person, which is me, but you don't have a person saying that they were hurt or damaged, or the crime that's saying what I did to hurt or damage the person. So how do you have a crime?
Okay. You went to law school?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
And where did you get that? Where did you get that from? Where did you learn all that?
I've been studying for quite some time, trying to understand what's going on. I have a different perspective as to what's being said that happened. I'm understanding more necessary for a crime to go for them to bring a crime forward. I'm understanding that a bit more.
And where did you get that understanding?
I've done some Cornell law studies. I've also sat down with a couple of friends who have had some issues. I picked up wherever I could, just started to study the law. I just started to go back through Cornell law, started to figure out what was going on and to understand the nature of how what a crime is and everything else. So just a course of me searching it out.
And you're citing Cornell law for all of that you just said to the court?
No, what I did, Your Honor, was I realized that one of the biggest portions that you have to have is you have to have the corpus delicti.
I absolutely love this judge's demeanor so far. I mean, Judge Perkins is just so chill and nonchalant. It's honestly like he's dealing with a fly buzzing around instead of a sovereign citizen making a complete fool of himself. The defendant here is over there citing random laws from Cornell law. Like that's gonna impress a judge coming from this guy. It's honestly laughable. I mean, this guy clearly thinks he's outsmarting the system here, but Judge Perkins is not having any of it. This is literally like watching somebody argue with a chef about a recipe they clearly can't cook. It's just cringe at its finest here. How does this sovereign citizen actually think he's gonna win this, though? I mean, his confidence is honestly ridiculous. He's literally trying to tell a judge who's been practicing law for decades that he knows better than him. Like, does he really think he's gonna get away with this? I feel like this is honestly a mental illness from these sovereign citizens, but let me know what you guys think.
And that is in when you're being charged criminally.
What is a corpus delicti?
What do you mean? What is the corpus delicti?
What is your understanding of what corpus delicti is?
That is the corpus delicti is the law that's saying that there is a crime that's being committed. So in order to do that, you have to show the corpus delicti, which is you saying this is what happened. This is how this person was damaged. There is no
the
person.
Officer on this day, on these dates, because I got a lot of them, said that
I
you
object.
drove.
I object. The officer works. Okay, I apologize, Your Honor. I apologize, Your Honor. My apologies.
Officer says that you drove a vehicle that wasn't registered and wasn't titled, or titled and or untitled, that you drove without a valid driver's license, that you drove without valid insurance. Again, on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without a valid driver's license and no insurance. And then on a different occasion, they allege that you drove without unregistered or untitled or both, and drove without a valid driver's license, repeat offender, that you failed to have a trailer plate, and that you failed to secure a load on your vehicle. And on another occasion, on the same occasion that you failed to secure, that they allege you failed to secure the load, failed to have a trailer plate on your vehicle, that you didn't provide a valid driver's license. So those are the crimes. And in the state of Michigan, whether you agree or not, they are crimes. So based on your motion and all of that stuff you talk about, corpus delicti and things like that, the court denies the motion. Okay, based on those reasons that I just said. Now, how do you want to move forward? Because wait a minute, I'm not finished.
My apologies, Your Honor.
How do you want to move forward? Because in my experience, someone that comes into court, as you do, you do not want to take an offer. You do not believe that you need to have plates or registration or insurance. And you just disregard all of that portion of the law. And either you are going to move forward by having a trial, or you're going to take a deal. What do you want to do, sir?
Your Honor, first I want to put my objection on the record. And at that point,
whatever your objection is noted. What do you want to do, sir? Do you want a trial? You have two options: trial, or you want to take a deal.
Your Honor, I request a jury trial.
A jury trial.
A jury trial, yes, Your Honor.
Very good.
This guy really wants a jury trial for traffic violations. Like, this dude actually thinks a room full of strangers is just gonna sit there and go, yeah, running 3 stop signs and driving without a license is totally fine. Let this guy go. Like, I seriously just don't get this kind of sense here. Jury trials are usually for serious stuff like felonies or major lawsuits. Not for idiot sovereign citizens who can't follow basic traffic laws. This guy is literally adding drama for no reason. Thinking he's gonna pull some legal wizardry to get off the hook here. Honestly, I don't think this is gonna end well for him at all here. It's seriously just audacity for me, like coming into court trying to think you know better than a judge. It makes zero sense to me. Let me know what you guys think.
You know what I want to ask, Mr. Gray, and you can choose to answer it or not.
Yes, Your Honor.
But what I surmise and what I've heard, and I don't know if you're alleging the same thing, is that and you basically did allege the same thing, that no crime has been committed because no person has been, the people of the state of Michigan are in danger of you driving without the proper documentation or anything like that. But I don't, and I'm gonna surmise, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you're gonna say that there's no jurisdiction to be able to pull you over because no one has been injured. Is that correct?
I think that what I'm saying is that the city of Detroit had an officer pull me over to say that you're not following these rules. And my stance is, okay, well, then that's fine. If we're following rules, then therefore, let me make sure that you as well as are following the rules, because if I don't do that, then freedoms are lost. So that is in which, that is the way that I proceed, to say, okay, well then, if we're playing cards and we playing show me yours, if this is your hand, then this is mine, and let's proceed accordingly to the law. That's it. That's my only standing is, if someone doesn't stand up every once in a while and define the edges, then they all disintegrate and people lose rights.
And you know something? With that being said, I would agree with you 1,000%. That's why I pride myself, and I hope I'm doing a good job for the citizens that come in here, and the police for that matter, and the prosecution, that I am calling the balls and strikes right. And if something doesn't proceed as it should, then I will dismiss the case one way or the other. But in my short time on this bench, and in my time at practicing law as a defense attorney, I get this, they can't pull me over. I've heard the corpus delicti, first time the civil procedure has been thrown at me. But from the way I see it, is that you just don't feel that the police have a jurisdiction to pull you over for these issues. Is that correct?
Do I have again, Your Honor, what I feel is that if we are following rules.
I don't mean to cut this defendant off, but I just have to jump in because what the judge just said was just so spot on. This man really thinks the cop didn't have jurisdiction to pull him over. Like somehow public roads are just a free-for-all with no rules. Newsflash, buddy, that's not how it works. I just don't know why he's trying to dodge the question here. Everybody has to follow laws, especially on public roads. It's just the common sense part for me. Like, how do you seriously not know? Honestly, this guy's just making a fool of himself instead of owning up to his mistakes. I mean, if he just admitted he messed up, this whole thing would be a lot less painful to watch. I know sovereign citizens think they're like the kings of the world here, but let me know if you guys have any reasoning behind why this guy actually believes this stuff here.
If I have to follow the rules, and every person out there, all of these officers, everybody else has to follow the rules. So if it comes down to it,
what I'm going to hope that you do by the time you come back on the trial date jury trial date is going to be March the 18th, 2025.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're probably going to have an audience because everybody follows me on these cases all the time.
I understand.
All right, and I don't know if that's what you want, but we're gonna do that.
It's not that.
March the 18th, 2025. We're gonna have a final pre-trial date. Final pre-trial. This is to you, Mr. Bowman, especially the day before, on February 17th, 2025 at 8:30. So Mr. Gray and Mr. Bowman, Mr. Bowman, I need you to have all your officers appear on that date. Who's ever going to state these allegations, so that we know that we're not just summoning the people of the city of Detroit to a jury that's not actually going to go. So all parties must appear, and that can be via Zoom. And the trial is going to be in person. All right. All parties must appear on final pre-trial date and obviously on the trial date. And what I would implore you to do is you need to figure out the right game, because it doesn't sound like you're playing the right game.
I understand, Your Honor. I appreciate, first and foremost, let me say, I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate you sitting here and engaging with me at this level. So I recognize what you're saying, and so yeah, I guess it's to the table we go. So
Yeah, but get your game in order, because I'm just giving
Yes,
you a
sir.
little heads up. If you come
Yes,
in
sir.
with that game on the jury trial date, then more than likely you'll lose, unless you can find one of those jurors or a couple of those jurors or even all of them to have some sympathy for you, sir. I don't know.
I got a whole basis for understanding, and so yeah, if you know it
Well,
it
that
is what it
basis
is.
that you outlined shortly today is not.
What was flawed in my what was flawed, Your Honor? What is
We
flawed
already
in my?
discussed it. We already discussed it. The federal rules of civil procedure that you brought up as a motion to dismiss, not the right basis. The corpus delicti, they do have a corpus delicti. They do have a crime that they say has been committed. And if you read the MCL, the Michigan court rules, and the Michigan statutes, then you'll see those crimes outlined there. They have them on the tickets. They got the statute numbers that are on the tickets. So that's not the right basis. So you're in a whole different ball game, and you need to come on to this ball game here.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What do you guys think is going to happen at this guy's jury trial in March 2025? I mean, there's just no way they're going to buy into this sovereign citizen nonsense. The laws he's citing are completely irrelevant to his case, and the whole idea that he doesn't have to follow traffic laws, yeah, that's been debunked countless times. Traffic laws are state laws, and if you're driving on public roads, you better follow them, no exceptions. Honestly, what cracks me up is how confidently wrong he is. He's acting like he's some kind of legal genius, but it's clear he hasn't done his homework here. Judge Perkins, though, you've got to give him credit here. He stayed so chill while this guy was just rambling. I mean, if I were the judge, I'd be completely losing it on this clown here. I honestly don't know what this guy thinks is gonna happen. Like, he literally could have just taken the ticket and gone off with his life, but instead he's gonna go to a jury trial and probably face the maximum penalty here. But not only that, his arguments are completely all over the place, and I doubt a jury's gonna try to entertain any of it here. I mean, they're regular people. Do you think they're gonna side with this guy over the cop who's just doing his job? If this dude doesn't get a lawyer and keeps this up, he's not gonna last long in court. But hey, maybe he'll surprise us. I'm not holding my breath though. Let me know what you guys think about this sovereign idiot here. Do you think he's just playing dumb, or is he really just this clueless? Honestly, I think he's just clueless, and he sadly bought into this sovereign citizen nonsense. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I love reading your guys' comments. But if you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more. I post new content every single day, so stay tuned, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.